There's a huge difference between being nice and being kind. And if you've ever been in a toxic relationship, you've probably learned this lesson the hard way. Hey, hi, how's it going, everybody? Dr. Goat here once again with another Car Talks, and today we're talking about the difference between being nice and being kind. Okay, so to break it down for you guys, first thing I want to do, I have this graph here on my phone. I'm hoping I can get it up here on the screen for you guys. But it shows the difference between nice, kind, and traits that are tied with both. Okay? So, nice. First thing, most concerned with not upsetting others. Kind, on the other hand, most concerned with doing the right thing. Nice, self-sacrificing, difficulty saying no. Kind, sets boundaries when needed. Nice, avoiding conflict at all costs. Kind, addresses issues at the risk of entering conflict. Nice, telling people what they want to hear. Kind, honest even if it's uncomfortable. Nice, short-term comfort. Kind, long-term positive impact. Those are the key differences between the two. And then both considerate of others' feelings. They're both concerned with the way that people feel about their actions. Helpful and supportive. Respectful, friendly, polite, generous, and can make others feel good. So, for a good majority of my life up to this point, I had always thought of myself as a nice person, and that was my main goal, was to be nice. And after realizing the difference between being nice and being kind, I realized that, yes, for a good majority there, I was just being a nice person. I was always doing whatever was needed, saying whatever was needed to say to make people happy. That was my primary goal. Make sure other people were happy and comfortable. It would be, agreeing with people on things that I didn't necessarily agree with, but I didn't want to cause any conflict, so I would just kind of go along with it. It was putting up with people treating me all sorts of different ways, saying things to me that I didn't like, but not making a scene about it because I didn't want to cause any problems. And a big part of what made me realize that I need to stop being the nice person and learn to just be the kind person was with my last relationship. I continued to be nice throughout all the different times of being cheated on and her going and doing things that I didn't agree with and that I would ask her not to do, and just all sorts of things. I did not have any boundaries when it came to her. And in fact, I didn't really have any boundaries at all with anyone. I was letting myself be treated whatever way people seem to find fit. And like I say, I just kind of dealt with it. And with that relationship, her going and doing things that I had even expressed that I didn't like or that they hurt me, and her continuing to do it, I was, kind of conditioned as to this is what I deserved. And with a narcissist, you learn to just deal with what they do, because if you bring up how what they're doing is affecting you or hurting you, or what they're even saying is hurting you, that will always cause a big conflict, a big argument, and it will always get twisted back onto you as to why you are wrong for being upset about it. It always gets twisted back. So, yeah, I, for the longest time, had no boundaries, and just within this last 6 months or so, I finally started setting boundaries with people, and especially with her. We have a child together, so we have to co-parent, and even in co-parenting there would be arguments, issues over things that there shouldn't be an issue with. But, you know, I finally started setting boundaries, and the thing is, you can't just set boundaries, you have to hold to them. You can't just set them, especially, once again, with narcissists. You can't just tell them, hey, I've got this boundary, do not go past it, because especially if you had been with them for quite a while and either you didn't have boundaries or they just kept pushing through the boundaries that you had set, they're gonna think that they can keep pushing through them. So you gotta remain firm in those boundaries and not let them just push through them. Show them that there are consequences to pushing at your boundaries. So basically, being a nice person is always seeking approval, whereas a kind person, you like the approval, but at the main core of it is you are looking for the respect that you're giving out. Nice people, like I say, will agree with people even when they know that they shouldn't, when it doesn't agree with their heart and what they truly feel. They will agree with them just to not cause any conflicts. Whereas kind people will disagree. They will go with what they truly feel in their heart. And if it causes a conflict, then you just go with it. And you still are respectful to that person. You're still kind and not just trying to hurt them, but you are sticking to what you believe. See, nice people will give respect to everyone, even when they don't get it back from them. Whereas kind people, you give respect initially, you know, you always give respect, but when it's not given back, you truly learn where you stand with that person, and you do what you can to move away from them and their lack of respect for you. So nice people end up letting themselves be used, whereas good people, like I say, have set boundaries. Nice people will let you push them over and over again just because they want to be accepted, and they tend to think that being nice and giving and letting people push them around is going to get them acceptance, when in reality it's actually just showing these people that they can treat you any which way that they want and that you're still gonna stick around. Whereas good people, once again, like I say, you start off with respect towards everyone, but when it is shown to you that they do not respect you, you set boundaries, and like I say, you have to hold those boundaries. If you don't hold those boundaries, you're essentially a nice person, not a kind person, because you're going back and you're letting those people push you around and do what they want with you, and you're just taking it. 3 little things here you can do to learn, I could say learn how to be a kind person, or take yourself from being a nice person to a kind person. Number one, check your boundaries. Are you saying yes to things, agreeing with things because you truly agree with it? That's really how you feel in your heart? Or are you just saying it because you don't want any conflict? Learn to hold your boundaries, and if confrontation comes up, if issues come up, deal with them in a respectful manner, and don't just be agreeing with people and let them do whatever they want to you. Learn to respect yourself. Second thing is, watch the type of people that you have around you. If you are surrounding yourself with nice people, people that let themselves be pushed around and treated any sort of way, or on the other hand, if you're surrounding yourself with people that tend to push you around and, like to try to control you and, have you agree in doing things with them that you don't truly agree with, try to get away from those people. Separate yourself as much as you truly can. If you can, just cut them out of your life, do it. If not, try to find like-minded people, other kind people, and start interacting with them more. Get yourself around people that are going to respect you and that also can disagree with you on things, that because they have boundaries and because they are truly in themselves and can, be okay with not thinking and feeling the exact same as other people. And then the third one, a difficult one for nice people. Practice saying no. You gotta practice, you gotta learn to be comfortable with saying no, with disagreeing with people on things that you don't agree with. It's a necessary step to go from being nice to being kind. When you're nice, like I say, you're just agreeable. You are just agreeing with things that people say, and even if you don't truly agree with it, you don't want to cause any conflict. Whereas being kind, you have to say no at certain points. You have to disagree with people. You have to, have respect for yourself and for what you believe in, and know when to say no. Being nice may make people like you, but being kind will get you the respect that you deserve. Set boundaries, know your worth, and know when to say no. That's really what it comes down to, the transition from being a nice person to a kind person. The boundaries, knowing your worth, and being able to say no to them on things that you do not agree with. So, anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, please be sure to give me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. Drop a comment down below. Let me know when you realized that you were being a nice person and that it wasn't getting you what you were looking for. And as always, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.